Hi, this is Linda Price, and I'm here to show you how to tat a flower. And I know I've been promising this for a long time, and I'm finally getting to do it. So I just want to, let's get set up here, and you need to watch my other video, my first video on how to tat, to be able to do this flower. You just cannot learn it from me doing it here, because tatting is a process, and this is just jumping way ahead. So for those of you who do tat, this is how I make my flowers. So you know from my first video, you have to have a tail, and this flower is not very big, so I don't have very much of a tail. It depends on your what you're doing, your project, and if it's a longer piece of tatting, you have a longer tail. And then the loop here, the U here, is about as long as whatever the tail you're doing. So we're going to get started, and you see my hand here. Oh, I can't even get this. Okay. I didn't loop it over. You don't loop it over. You keep it on the other side. And this is where you're going to start. You're going to be doing a ring first. So you're going to be doing 2 double stitches, just like I taught you in the first video, and then a picot. And we're going to do a total of 5 picots, 2 double stitches, 5 picots. See, there's my first picot. I did another double stitch, 2 double stitches. So I'm just going to go ahead and do 5 picots with 2 double stitches in between. So I've got 3, 4, 5, and I have to get this video done in 15 minutes or it's not going to work. So I'm just going to try not to hurry too much, but move along. Okay, so there you see there's 5 picots. So this time, for the first time, I'm going to pull it off the back of the needle, and then I'm going to put my needle through this loop, because you've got to close up this ring. So there you go, there's your ring that I just closed up. And so I have to put a knot at the end. You know, tatting is a series of knots, of lots of knots. So then when you start again, you lay your needle in between, right where your knot is, and I'm going to do the petal now, which is the same thing. It's 2 picots with 2 double stitches with 2 picots in, 5 picots in between. 2 double stitches, 5 picots. 2, 3, 4, and you see I've got 4 picots. And you always end up with 2 double stitches, or how many double stitches the pattern calls for. You never end up with just a picot. It's always starts with 2 double stitches, ends with 2 double stitches. So there you go, there's 5. So I'm going to pull this off, but this time I'm not going to close it up. I'm going to just pull it tight, and just be careful that nothing gets tangled. And so what it's going to look like when I pull it tight, it's going to look like this. And that's my first petal. But I have to put a knot in the end, because if I don't, it's going to come loose and get very loose. So then I put my knot here, and I'm going to go into these next 2, in between the 2 picots. Can't hardly talk right. Okay, I'm going in between them, and that's how I close my first petal up. So that's what it's going to look like. There's the petal, but I have to do another knot again, so I'm going to do another knot here. And so that's what it looks like. This is the middle of the flower down here, and this is the first petal. Let's do the second petal. Go ahead and put your needle, lay your needle right where you made that knot. 2 more double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot, double stitches, picot. Okay, so now if you want to look here, I have 4. I need 1 more, so 5. 2 double stitches. All right, so that's what it looks like. So I'm going to pull it off again and get it tight. So there you'll see, oops, that's my first petal. This is my second petal, and I have to tie a knot so it doesn't come loose. And again, I'm going to go all the way around this flower 5 times, make 5 petals. I'm gonna go in between these two, oops, sorry, in between these 2 picots again for the next petal. There I go, I put it through there. And let me tie a knot again. Make sure I don't lose my thread. All right, so it's easy to lose the middle of this flower because they're all looking the same. So you have to keep track of where your middle is. There's my middle right here. These are the 2 petals. I'll do the very same thing again. Lay my needle in between where I just made that knot and start again. 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches, picot, 2 double stitches. There we go. There's the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it off again. Make sure it doesn't get tangled on anything. And there you see. I know I'm at a weird angle here and I'm sorry. It's so hard to show tatting to where you can see everything. Oops, see I loosened it up a little bit, so I gotta get it tight again. Because these petals all have to be the same. There's that 3rd petal. Go in between the next, let's see, in between the next 2 picots. And then you gotta make sure everything is not twisted. Tie a knot. I gotta have into 8 minutes, so I think I'm doing okay. Okay, so here we go again. There's the middle. 1, 2, 3. I got 2 more petals to make. So lay my needle where I just made my knot. Gotta get some more thread here. Just a minute. Okay, let me try that again. Lay my needle where my knot is. And it's really close in here, so make sure you are not skipping any picots or going around this flower. 1 picot, 2 picots, 3 picots, 4 picots, 5 picots. And sometimes you may make 6 by mistake. Okay, so I'm just showing you what happens. See, you see I've got 6 there. So what do? All I do is I just pull off that last picot, just like that. That's all you have to do. There's no big deal about it. So there I go. I've got to pull it again to get that little petal going. and pull that petal tight and then tie my knot. And you see, I've got my 4th petal. I need one more, and I'll go into those 2 picots, in between those 2 picots, and make sure everything is not twisted. Let me get this right. Okay, and then I make my knot. There you go, see? I've got four petals. So I'm going to make my one more petal. Start with 2 double stitches, picot, and make sure your picots are about the same size. You don't want to get one small, one big, and it just takes practice to know how to adjust your picots. I pretty much know what part of my finger I've got to make it. It's like my ruler. If I go past that, I've made my picot too big. Okay, so there's your 5 picots. And I'm just pulling it. Tying my knot. Okay, so you see what I've done? I've done my, there, that's a better angle. Now I've just got to take my last thing here and put it in between the last. You got to get it to where you're right next to the first picot you made, or the first petal you made. Picot petal. I'm trying to keep those straight. I'm going to draw. I'm going to make a knot. Trying to hurry up here. Let me see where I am. I've got 12 minutes. All right. I'm at 12 minutes. I have 3 more minutes. So here you go. There is your flower. You see? For those of you who've ordered my flowers, doesn't that look like the flower that you get? So you got these strings. So what I do is I tie another knot, a double knot, just because, give it a little more secure. And I'll take my needle and I will go back into the stitches right here to hide my knot, which I'm going to have to go down here. I can't see. Take me. Okay? You see where I hid my knot right there? Turn around. You don't see my, if you see my needle, I'm not hiding the knot well enough. So I'm going to go up here and pull it up. And then I'm going to cut that off. And this is a crucial part too, because you don't want to cut a picot. I've cut picots before. So you see where I hid my knot? Right here. I'm going to cut that right there. Gotta be real careful here. And then I'm going to cut the other knot, or the other thread. There. So I'm at 14 minutes. There you go. There's your flower. And you kind of have to straighten it up a little bit. So, all right. I hope you get this video and try this. And if you have any questions, you let me know. Okay? And I just hope you enjoy doing this. And maybe you can make some flowers. I'd love to see them. All right. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks. Bye.